A former ICE official turned whistleblower is going to speak publicly today on Capitol Hill. The former official resigned roughly a week ago and is now set to detail to lawmakers what he calls a broken system. So let's go deeper. Live now to CBS News immigration correspondent Camilo Montoya-Galvez. Good to see you, Camilo, on a Monday. What does this testimony reveal about what's happening on the inside of ICE?
Hi, Reed. As you underscored, a former senior ICE official who just left the agency roughly a week ago is set to testify in front of Congress to warn not only lawmakers but the American public that the immigration agency is now at risk of placing new recruits, new deportation officers onto the streets of American cities without the training and also courses and instruction that they need to carry out immigration enforcement in a legal and lawful way. We understand that this is somebody who was directly involved in the training of new ICE agents at the Federal Training Academy in Georgia. According to prepared remarks that we obtained on his testimony, he is expected to tell lawmakers, Reed, that without any additional reforms at ICE, quote, the agency will graduate thousands of new officers who do not know their constitutional duty, who do not know the limits of their authority, and who do not have the training to recognize an unlawful order. So it's a pretty striking testimony that we're expected to hear before Congress by this former ICE official. Democratic congressional officials are also slated, Reed, to release internal agency documents that they say show ICE has eliminated courses and training hours for new recruits who are hoping to become deportation officers, including courses and instruction related to the use of force by agents. ICE has, of course, Reed, come under intensifying criticism over its tactics and also its actions across the country under the second Trump administration, especially after the fatal shooting of Minneapolis resident Renee Good. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security, which of course oversees ICE, says that there has been no reduction in any training requirements, no elimination of those steps in the ICE officer training program. ICE said, quote, it has streamlined training to cut redundancy and incorporate technology advancements without sacrificing basic subject matter content. Under the new requirements and improvements, candidates still learn the same elements and meet the same high standards ICE has always required. The administration, of course, Reed, has said it is planning on onboarding 10,000 new additional officers.
Okay, so that's enlightening to look at the onboarding process and some of the conversations and rules that happen throughout that process. But we also understand you have some reporting out of Texas, a case in Texas where we're learning about ICE's involvement in a fatal shooting. What do you know?
Yes, Reed. 23-year-old Ruben Ray Martinez of Texas was killed last year in an officer-involved shooting. At the time, it was reported that this man had died, a U.S. citizen had died, but ICE's involvement in the fatal shooting had not been disclosed, Reed, until this week, nearly 12 months after that fatal shooting. An internal ICE report that seems to correspond with the fatal shooting of Martinez alleges that the shooting started after Martinez allegedly ignored instructions from ICE agents who were helping local police direct traffic, and that he struck, allegedly, one of the ICE agents. After that, according to the report, another ICE agent fired into Martinez's vehicle, fatally shooting him and obviously killing him. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital. It is the latest publicly reported death of a U.S. citizen, allegedly at the hands of federal immigration agents. Of course, in January, Minneapolis residents Renee Good and Alex Preddy were killed by ICE and Border Patrol agents, respectively. In a statement, DHS said that the ICE agent in question, Reed, fired, quote, defensive shots, but Texas State Democratic lawmaker Ray Lopez told us that he's not fully convinced that fatal and deadly force was justified in this incident, and he's demanding a public hearing. Meanwhile, lastly, Martinez's mother told us that she's looking for justice, Reed, and answers.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez will follow that through its conclusion. Thank you so much. Good to talk to you.